there are really three simple things that you as an employer can do to clean up the workplace on the front end and to safeguard against liability on the back end. And if you follow these simple things, courts will generally afford you a safe harbor, which means the employer looked at the situation, they acted reasonably, they did what they were supposed to do. So what are these three things? Number one, have a policy in place. You want to have a policy that defines harassment, that sets forth the complaint procedure for bringing a harassment claim, and you want to have in that policy that the employer will not take any sort of retaliatory action against the employee for bringing forward a claim. That's number one. Number two is to train your employees on the policy. So they're not only aware that the policy exists, but the procedure for bringing a claim and how that policy is executed. And I say employees, but I also mean train your supervisors and managers, because they're the ones who have to know how to proceed if one of their employees comes forward with a complaint. They have to know those steps that they have to take. The Equal Employment Opportunity Commission generally recommends that the training be in person. And if you sit back and you think about it, that makes sense. If you have a training on the computer, you have a webinar, what are you going to do? You're going to listen for the first 5-10 minutes, and then you're probably going to check your email. Maybe talk to someone who comes into the office. Hit the button you need to do to continue listening. When you're in person, you're much more accountable. I just sat through a training that Kathleen conducted. Again, something she's very, very good at. And she does them all the time. And you're engaged, you're listening. Not to mention, it's kind of an interesting topic. So generally, training, we recommend that it be live. Number three, take all complaints seriously and act promptly. Conduct an investigation. Look into whether or not those allegations have a basis to them, whether or not there's another story. And if they are substantiated, make sure to take those remedial measures. Send a message to your employees that you're doing what you are supposed to be doing. That's the same message you're sending to the court. You took those three simple steps to do what you're supposed to do when an allegation comes forward, and courts will likely recognize that and are less likely to attach liability to the employer as a result. So those are kind of the three simple takeaways that you can use to protect yourself as an employer.